Hey, it's Andy Petronic, and I want to talk to you today about bravery and living bravely. Why? Because if you want any chance of getting what you want in your life, you've got to be brave. You've got to be willing to step outside your comfort zone. I have a quote on my wall by Neil Donald Walsh. Your life starts at the end of your comfort zone. It starts at the end of your comfort zone. Getting something different than you already have requires risk, requires uncertainty, requires being brave. I just want to draw it for you. You know, you're living along your life, kind of like so, and you start to live outside your comfort zone. So you start to climb this mountain, right? And you start to look up at what you might be able to achieve up here, and you start to go up, and it might be hard. The going's tough. When you're trying to establish momentum, there's a lot of work. And there's a lot of emotional work. There's a lot of emotional turmoil that might go on in here because there's chaos, there's uncertainty, there's risk, there's discomfort. You've moved away from the order and the certainty and the stability that you've got down here in the valley, right? Now, you may not get what you wanted. You may not climb this mountain as high as you wanted to go, and you may then tumble. You may fall. You may experience hurt and pain and discomfort and rejection and loss. You will. That's the definition. You can't have risk without there being the possibility of not making it to where you expected to go. But then what happens? You may end up down in some sort of a pit for a time, but then you start to dust yourself off. You start to get yourself back to a semblance of normalcy, pull yourself back together, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, and then what do? You start climbing again, living outside your comfort zone, taking on risk. This is called resiliency. Taking on risk. And boom, all of a sudden, you've run the marathon. You got the job. You got the raise you wanted. And maybe you achieve another level of height here. You may flatline up here for a little while. At some point, you probably will do this again. That path continues. But you know what is interesting is the opposite of living bravely isn't living in fear. Fear and bravery go together. The opposite is never daring to risk. And what does your life look like if you never dare to risk? What is there to climb? Any climbing out of normalcy involves risk. You want to avoid risk? This is what a life looks like avoiding risk. Now, do you notice anything about these two lines? Heartbeat, flatline. Which one do you want? Which way do you want to live? Do you want to live with a heartbeat of risk, the heartbeat of bravery, the heartbeat of courage? Do you want to take action? Or do you want to live a life that's flatlined? Never daring, never losing, but never really achieving what you know you could achieve. The whole life challenge requires this. Take the risk. It's worth it. I promise it is worth it. Which one do you want? The Whole Life Challenge starts on July 13th. I hope you'll be in it with me to tackle life as a heartbeat.